Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Today we're going to do an hand art lesson, and op is short for optical illusion. So you will need, the materials can be pretty flexible with this, an object to trace, which I used my hand, but if you have a child who's younger, this is a little bit of a more challenging art lesson. So I think my, like fourth, fifth grade and middle school, I think that they'll find this not easy, but a good fitting project for them. Kids who are a little bit younger might have a little bit of a harder time, so if you use something simpler like a square or a circle instead of a hand, it might be a little bit easier. You just need a piece of computer paper, a pencil. Coloring supplies are optional because we're going to do some shading, so if you only have a pencil, you can just shade with a pencil. But crayons or colored pencils work best just because you'll see we're going to use some shading. So you'll notice that the hand, like it's all one color, but the hand looks like it's kind of popping off the page. So that's kind of the illusion, is that we're going to give the hand some depth and make it look like it's coming out of the stripes that I made. So we're going to trace the hand, and then we have to make these like bold lines, and then we're going to color, and you'll notice the shading part comes in where like my colors are a little bit darker, and that's what makes the hand look like it's going to come off the page. So the first thing I'm going to do is trace my hand. I'm a lefty, so I'm going to trace my right hand. And you want to put it like pretty close to the top of the page because you don't need a ton of extra space. So I'm just going to lightly trace my hand. Could have probably spread my fingers out more, but that's okay. Okay. So there's my hand. We're not going to Sharpie the hand, so just leave that in pencil. Now we're going to make our lines, and if you notice, like these lines are straight, and then over the hand it has to curve up and then become straight again. So that's what's going to create that illusion, is when the line goes up. So I actually have to do this way because I don't know. It's just the way my crazy brain works. Okay, so straight line, as straight as you can. I just made a bump. And then I kind of stop here so that I remember what I'm doing, and I'm going to go up and then straight across again. And then I can add one more little, so like you'll notice I did that down here with the blue. Okay, so remember we're going to go straight, make the bump up, and then go straight across. So you have to do this over your whole hand, the whole way to the top of the paper. And when it gets to the fingers, it gets a little complicated, so I will show you how I get through that. You want to make sure you have like a good size curve. Okay, I hope you guys had an enjoyable first week at home, even though I miss you a lot and I miss working in my classroom. But I hope you're getting some good family time. And I love seeing all your posts. All your pictures of artwork makes me just so happy. All right, so I'm going to keep going, big curved lines. And it's up to you, like how close together or far apart you want to make them. Like I'd say this is kind of in the middle. These ones were a little bit closer together, so my middle school friends, you could always make yours, a little bit more closer together. Okay, so I just did like a curve over the thumb, and then I kind of had to go straight right here. And then I'm going to go straight across. So again, we're going to go up on the thumb, straight again, up again, and then when I get over here I have to go straight. So now is where I just have to like stop myself because I have to think like, where's my marker going before I make a decision. Okay, so straight, up, straight, okay, straight. And now because I'm pretty close to the top of the finger, oh, actually maybe not. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. So I didn't go over the whole finger yet. Okay. So I'm going to just go over every finger straight and really make a good curved line. Okay, now with this one, I'm going to go over the top of the thumb and go across. So my thumb will actually go like this. Okay. So over each finger. This is my first day with Mr. Kowalski home. So we're both working from home now. And so he's upstairs with Libby because she was not having a nap time or into Sesame Street right now. So thankfully he's here to help me. Okay, so remember straight in between each finger, a good curved line all the way to the top of the page. I hope it's not bad that I'm like so crooked, okay. And then now that I'm getting towards the top of my fingers, with this last one, I'm just gonna do a line that goes right over that last finger. So I hope you guys have fun with this. Again, you could trace a circle if that's easier. The hand can just get a little complicated because of the fingers. I'm gonna round this out. So if you do something simple like a circle, might make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so there's my lines. I might actually do one more. Okay, so there's my hand all set up. I'm just gonna erase here where I think I made a little oops. Okay, so leave the pencil there. I'm hoping you guys can see. Okay, yep, leave the pencil so that it kind of helps you. So I'm gonna choose 2 colors, but you could do as many colors as you want. You could make a rainbow pattern, whatever you wanna do. The only thing is, you want to be able to shade, so that's why I said colored pencil or crayon, or even a regular pencil could allow you to shade. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and you'll notice here I accidentally did 2 of this magenta color, so I just did 2 blue, and honestly if you make a mistake like that, like nobody's going to notice, so just do, you know, just keep going. You don't have to start over, because I even was like, oh no, I better start over. But then I realized, you know what, it's a good learning curve that, you know, we all make mistakes and it's okay. So I'm going to start with green just for this bottom one, and this bottom one doesn't really have a side, so I'm just going to shade this lightly so my pressure is like a medium coloring pressure right now. I just want to make sure you guys can see. Okay. So I'm coloring this kind of lightly, and then I'm going to switch to magenta. So I'm actually going to kind of push down a little bit hard on this edge so that I know where to stop coloring lightly. So I'm going to color lightly on the sides, or I'm sorry, in the middle, not the sides. And then where my line begins to go straight, I'm actually going to push down a little bit harder, and that's what's going to create that shadow that makes the hand look like it's raising above the paper. And like I said, you could do anything. You don't have to do a hand. You could do like a bubble letter like this. You could do, you know, like a yogurt cup or a box of some kind to make a square. Whatever you want to trace that works well for you it sounds good to me. So again, I'm going to kind of color down hard on these edges and then push down to make it darker around the hand. So it's all about your pressure on your pencil. And then when I get to over here, I can just go really lightly. And then over the hand, I'll go lightly. Or I guess this is my arm still. Okay. I'm also going to post some, like, an option for some digital art that you could do online. So if you want to do it over the weekend, or oopsies, I almost did the same thing where I did another color, the same color twice. So it's totally okay if you do that. Okay. So remember, we're pushing down nice and hard here, and then we can lighten it up as we go further down the line. Okay, light over the wrist. Okay, and then harder over here. So I don't want to color this whole thing because the coloring part, I will admit, does take quite some time. But it's totally worth it in the end because you get a super cool looking picture like this one. I do want to show you kind of going in between the fingers though, so I'm just going to skip ahead. So you'd have green, 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 green. Okay, so I'm going to, actually if you mark like this, it might be helpful. Maybe that's what I should have done. So in between the fingers, I'm just going to outline with this darker green, shade. And then I can go kind of lighter in between the fingers. So again, pushing down harder on my pencil to make it darker. Okay. And then pushing down harder, then we can lighten it up. Okay. So that way, like you want to just do this in between every finger to give, I should touch that up a tiny bit. Because that way in between each finger you'll see like the little shadow. So again, you want to continue coloring, make sure you have your shadow along the edge of your finger, and or your hand, I'm sorry. And that's why it's good to have this, leave your pencil line, because the first time I did it I forgot the pencil line. So your end product should look like this. And I'm excited to see your posts if you choose to do this. Remember, they're all optional, so it's up to you on you know, whether or not you want to do it, or you could do one of the projects in your packet. But I hope you all have a really great weekend, and I look forward to more videos on Monday. Have a good one. Bye.